Assalamualaikum, Masha. I love you so much, as I do your father, as I do your grandparents, as I do your auntie, your uncles, and your godparents. There's just so many things and so many people in this world that I love. Part of the reason why I converted to Islam was because of the beauty that I saw in this world. So having come into this religion with so much love, imagine my confusion when I came across this opinion that Muslims are not supposed to love the dunya because loving entails attachment, and being too attached to the world leads us to be further away from Allah. It was really a confusing thought. Let me share with you how I reconciled that. To me, love doesn't necessarily mean attachment. Let me give you an example, Masha. Imagine that we go to the park. Then you see this beautiful butterfly fluttering around the bushes and you love it so much. What would you do, Masha? If you were like me when I was young, you would catch a butterfly and keep it in a container. But that is just the wrong way to love. The desire to catch the butterfly and to keep it for yourself stems from attachment. It is not love. Because by trapping it, you destroy its very essence. Why do you like the butterfly? Because it flies freely, right? Instead, if you love it, you should allow it to fly free because then it can remain the way it was meant to be. So now the question is, how do we love in a way that would stop us from being too attached to this world? And the answer is loving for the sake of Allah. You might ask, what does loving for the sake of Allah mean? Loving for the sake of Allah doesn't mean mere lip service, telling people I love you for the sake of Allah. That's not what it is. Loving for the sake of Allah is truly tested when times are difficult. So if people disappoint you, you make excuses for them. If they hurt you, forgive them. If they frustrate you, be patient with them. If they need a listening ear, be there for them. And if they need help, help them in every way you can, but if you can't, make dua for them. It is a love that enables you to want to do better for others than for yourself. It is a love that compels you to make the lives of others better in any way you can. These are not very easy things to do, and these are things that even I struggle with. If you want to see it for yourself, of a person who embodies love for the sake of Allah, the best example is actually your doer. Your doer is the kind of man who will wake up at 4 a.m. just to pray loudly in the living room so that everyone in the house can hear him and slowly start to wake up so that they may perform their tahajjud prayers and get themselves ready for subuh. He's also the kind of man who would leave the house early to get the car and wait for everyone and avoid that so that we can all reach the mosque on time. And he's the kind of man who would send his kids and fetch his kids from work even though they are already working adults. And he's the kind of man who, when he takes leave, volunteers to send everybody to work and not rest. He's the kind of man who, during a wedding, would make 3 or 4 trips each time just to send everybody home, and that includes the elderly and people who are in wheelchairs. And your Tok does a lot of things that most people wouldn't expect others to do for them. And a lot of times we see that he gets so exhausted from doing all these things for other people. And we even asked him, aren't you tired? Why don't you just rest for one day? He said that yes, he's tired, but come Judgment Day, he just wants to be pleasantly surprised by the deeds that he sees on his scale. And he hopes that the sight of it would just make him smile. So all the things that he has been doing, all the exhaustion and all the fatigue that he's feeling is all for that smile he hopes to give when he stands before Allah on Judgment Day. So Masha, I hope that you can learn from your Tok. So it's not about what you have or what you can take from others, but it's about having Allah in the picture all the time. Masha, I have no doubt that you'll be able to experience this kind of love from your Tok and from people around you. But more than that, I hope that you'll be able to experience loving for the sake of Allah, because giving is different from receiving. It is definitely much more rewarding and fulfilling to be in a position to give that kind of love. I hope that you'll be able to experience giving that kind of love when you're older.